Welcome, welcome. Exciting day. We have exciting panel ahead. Titled From Apps to Assets, Fintech's Leap into Crypto. A lot to cover, 4 very distinguished speakers. Don't want to waste more time. Let's jump straight in. Maybe let's start with May, do a quick introduction of yourself. And when do you first get into a crypto role in your company?
So really great to see all the energy and excitement around. So I'm Mazen, head of crypto at PayPal. It also covers all the Venmo activity on crypto. And I've been in this role for about 4 to 5 years now.
John?
Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming out. My name is John. I recently joined Kalshi a few weeks ago. I have yet to get a professional headshot, but really excited to be here.
Mazen, ElJundi. I've been with Revolut for 4 years now. I'm the global business head of crypto. Thank you for having me.
Hey, I'm Johann. I lead the crypto business at Robinhood. Been at the company for about 5 years.
Yeah. We've seen a surge in crypto adoption among fintech firms. All of you are involved in it. Are users pulling fintech into crypto, or are fintechs pushing crypto into users? Where do you see the stronger force right now? Maybe Johann?
Yeah, I mean, I think, users have been asking for crypto for a long time, and if anything, it was really hard to get access to it. There was like a few apps like Coinbase and everything, but for a very long time, you could not access crypto if you were using a bank account, or you could not even fund an account with your debit card or your credit card for a long time. So I think it's definitely a combination of these clear regulations that are being put in place and also the customer demand that is driving this adoption in all the fintech.
So I think our customers have had a strong demand for crypto over the last few years. I wouldn't say it's fair to say Revolut is pushing crypto onto its customers. We prioritize safety and compliance, but we do listen to our customers. So you could say it's a symbiotic relationship, but it's definitely customer demand that's driving our crypto product offering.
John?
Yeah, I think at Kalshi, crypto is very additive to our product offering. We have a higher cap for crypto compared to like credit cards and debit cards, and the speed of transfers that you can get also are really great. So I think it's kind of like a very symbiotic relationship.
And for us, very similar themes. We have a term called like being customer backed, which is basically understanding customers' needs from safety, security to also accessibility, and giving them easy ways to be able to enter into crypto. And that was really important for us, especially for our Venmo and PayPal users, to be able to introduce to these millions of users like a very simple and easy and intuitive way to be able to access crypto.
Yeah. So which factors matter most for fintechs leap into crypto? Do you think it's user demand, regulatory clarity, infrastructure maturity, or something else?
Oh.
I can go first. I think from a fintech's perspective, regulatory clarity comes a long way. So at Revolut, customer safety and customer protection is at the core of our product strategy. And one of the ways to do that is to have a clear understanding of regulation in every jurisdiction we operate in. And I'm happy to see that over the past year, that regulatory clarity has come to fruition. In the United States, we've seen it with the Genius Act. Europe, we have MiCA, and that helps pave the way for rollout of crypto products in a safe and compliant manner. And I think safety is something our customers really want and need, and that's something we seek to provide to all our customer base.
Similar, I think in Vayner, I think regulatory really helps, especially the traditional players, really unlock the doors. I think MAS, obviously here in Singapore, is a really strong regulator and been kind of leading on that front. And I think the US, it was a massive move. It's the first crypto legislation on stablecoins, and that really opened the door and helped legitimize for more of the traditional players to enter. We've been at it a little bit longer from a traditional player perspective, because we fundamentally believe in like revolutionizing money movement and the rails, and things should be faster, better, cheaper for the world. So yeah, I'd agree on regulatory, but I think also like you can't forget like things have to work. So it can't be that you have the clarity and then the infrastructure is not there. Like it's got to have all the same basic principles, easy to use UX. It's got to be available real time. It's got to be able to be present and operate in ways that are seamless for people to be able to access.
Yeah, I think one thing that we have to also be mindful is that regulatory clarity has started, but it's far from being there. We have the Genius Act in the US, but we're still waiting on the market structure. If you look at perpetuals, it's not regulated in Singapore, it's regulated in the EU, it doesn't exist yet in the US. So there's still like a long road, I think, for us to really have like the right rules for every product that people are looking for. But I think at the end of the day, like what people are excited about is being able to use this product in a way that is 24/7, instant, without fees or very little fees. And I think that's been our focus. So when we launch some of our new products, like stock token that are like a version of equities that gives you like exposure to equities, basically, our main focus was to make sure that people don't even understand what is the aspect of the token, and they don't need to understand that because it's as easy to use as if they were buying a normal stock.
Yeah, so Kalshi is a prediction market platform, and we helped legalize event contracts in the United States as a new asset class. Building user trust and sort of having a good product experience while staying legally compliant is our #1 priority. We could have sort of taken a shortcut to offshore or build like in a non-legally compliant way, but at Kalshi, our founders chose to really play the long game and spent 3 years trying to legalize prediction markets in the United States, including like suing the CFTC and winning that. And so I think regulatory clarity is like a dialogue of like figuring out between industry partners and also the regulators in what's going forward. And I think yesterday there was a few days ago there was a SEC CFTC roundtable with Kalshi and also other industry leaders such as like the CEOs of NASDAQ, New York Stock Exchange, and CME, and we're really excited to like work with regulators and industry leaders in like paving a path forward for financial innovation in the United States.
So fintechs abstracted a lot of crypto's complexity. So all of you must have done something to kind of simplify this. What's one design decision where you intentionally simplified crypto for users?
I can give 2 examples from
Share.
Revolut. This is actually a personal story that I think may resonate with some of you. A couple of years ago, my friends and I went to Europe. And after every trip, there's always some bills you need to settle between one another. And of course, we have the likes of PayPal and Venmo that come in handy when you're in the US, but when you're traveling abroad, then you need to use different platforms and different banking systems. And what happened here was the following. I had one friend who had Revolut, but they only had crypto on their platform. I had another friend who wanted to receive Swiss francs because they're based in Switzerland. And what was amazing about this is we have a remittance product that is able to convert any asset class into any asset class and send it from point A to B within a matter of a few clicks. So what this means is person A selected their ETH balance, selected how much they want to send, and it just showed the dollar equivalent. And they selected Swiss francs as the destination currency to the end user, which is just the username. And within a couple of clicks, the whole transaction went through and the amount was debited in the recipient's account. This whole process took a few seconds. Now imagine you had to do it the traditional way. You have a trading platform, you want to sell the crypto, convert it to fiat, send the fiat back to your bank account, for example, do the bank wire internationally, deposit it foreign exchange to the end fiat currency, extra fees, extra days, probably about 5-day process end to end. And we did it within a matter of a few clicks. So I'd say that's one example of abstracting complexity.
Yeah, I think one where we're really excited about is we recently launched perpetuals in the EU. And so one of the things that we realize is when people trade perps, they have to enter their profit or take loss. And everything looks like a spreadsheet. You have to look at the price, you have to update real time, like what's going on and where you want the profit or loss to be at. And so what we did is we launched this ladder that is updating in real time, so you will see the price of the assets. And with just a swipe of a finger, you're able to set your profit or loss and basically just do that all the time that you want to update your orders. And I think for the main reason we wanted to do that is really giving the tools to people to make sure that they can safely trade with perps. And we've been very happy to see like how people have been engaging with it.
I can throw in a merchant angle. We recently announced a product called Pay with Crypto. And what that is essentially a merchant can put a pay with crypto like button on their site. And it allows global users around the world, right, to be able to then pay with the crypto that they have in whatever wallet that they have on that merchant site. And the complexity that we helped remove for these merchants is a couple things. One is the most fundamental is not every merchant wants to be able to touch crypto because it's still a little bit new to them. And so what we said is let's abstract that and just let them settle in fiat so they can just settle on the currencies that they're used to that is part of their operating process. And then two, they already have a relationship with PayPal because of our processing. They do processing with us, and this is just a simple extension, very low effort for them to just enable pay with crypto on their website and instantly attract new customers, and also just fundamentally offer cheaper processing rates for merchants, which is significant for them when you think of all the different costs that there are.
Yeah, I think with crypto, one of the missing gaps in like trading and products is being able to speculate or get exposure to projects that don't yet have a tradable token. And this is kind of like done in existing ways with point speculation or looking at how we can get like different proxies. But prediction markets offer like a very elegant way to sort of be able to make a trade or have an opinion on an event or an outcome before or a project before they have a tradable token. So we recently released pre-markets on our crypto tab, and I think that feature is like going to be really good for simplifying and very intuitively giving people a way to trade on these types of projects.
Let me flip this question next. Like, is there a feature where you refuse to expose something too complex for the average user?
Oh, is that a question for me?
Anyone for you? Like, if you have any, like something that you did not expose because crypto is way too complex, and then just hide it. Just don't build that feature because it's too complex.
One thing that we started to refuse to do is hiding spreads and adding fees in every single possible ways. I think one thing that we realized talking to customer has been it's really hard to understand like how much it costs to buy, Bitcoin or Ethereum or something on a platform, and to compare with different platforms, because some are getting, payments for order flow, some are getting a spread, some are getting a fee, and some are getting a combination of the three. So our main focus for us has been to invest in this transparency. So when you go on the flow, you will see exactly the spread. You will see how much money we make. And there is nothing else that is added or nothing else that is different. And the reason why we decided to do this is because we think that if we really want to get people into the space, they can't just get to pay fee on every single step. And when you think about the world of crypto, you need to on-ramp to your own wallet, so you pay a fee, and then on the wallet you swap, so you pay a fee. And it's just a very frustrating experience for most users. They want to buy an NFT. By the time they have the NFT, they already paid fees 2 or 3 times. So I think that's something that we need as a community of companies to work on and make sure that people really understand what's going on. And thanks to that, we will see more people actually engaging with the products.
I don't really have one, but I think what we do is we use it as a fundamental design principle, which is, I think exactly where he was going, is like, it's a core part of when we want to build a product, it's got to have simplicity, and whatever is not needed for the user, that is not meaningful for them to make a decision or like have all the information they need, then we need to abstract that complexity. Otherwise it can be so complex. And people get overwhelmed with that. So, and that's a real challenge, right, in designing products, being able to ensure you have the right information that helps them along the journey, still educates them, but doesn't overwhelm. Because realistically, like, nobody understands how a payment even works today in the fiat world. No consumer does.
Like credit
They
cards,
just like, I gave you money and that's it. And so we need to bring those same principles back into crypto.
Yeah.
For Kalshi, we have deposits and withdrawals in crypto, and we're like our on-chain flow for that is like chain agnostic. And so I think simplifying it so that for the user it's like a very simple experience. Doesn't matter what chain you're coming from, you get the same like user experience, plus giving them all the necessary details to feel confident in like the transaction flows, and every step is kind of secure. And they can track like the flow of money is really important.
Yeah, maybe some next questions for John first. Kalshi recently launched a blockchain ecosystem hub with Solana and Base. What's the killer use case you would love to see a builder launch on your ecosystem?
Yeah, this is one of the most exciting initiatives I've had to do in my first month of the company. We launched a builder grant program in partnership with Solana and Base. So really excited to have builders from all over the world developing on top of Kalshi. We really want to treat this as kind of like an ecosystem layer. I think the most exciting thing is verticalized front ends. And so with prediction markets, we have a lot of different categories from sports to politics to crypto to culture. And I think all of these have different information flows and context flows. And so our sports platform might look like the UI might look like a calendar, and then for politics it might be a map. With the crypto, it might be charts. And so I think there's like a lot of like verticalization that can take place that these like long tail or like grassroots ecosystem developers can do.
Yeah, Johann, I have next question for you. Robinhood acquired Bitstamp and WonderFi. You guys launched stock tokens in the EU, teased the Robinhood L2. What do these acquisitions and initiatives unlock for Robinhood? And what does the end game look like for you guys at Robinhood?
Yeah, we've been cooking, the past few years. So I think for us, the vision for Robinhood is that we want anyone in the world to be able to use Robinhood to manage all their finance. And finance doesn't mean anymore just equities or just option. It also means crypto. It also means real world assets like real estate and other assets classes. And so we've thought about it for a long time, and we're like, okay, well, we have two options. One is we can rebuild Robinhood the way we built it in the US and create it for every single country in the world. It's going to take time, it's going to be slow, and probably expensive for the company and for the users. Or there's this new technology with crypto where we can actually take what we built in the US and expand it almost across the world in a Swift. And basically with that, we're able to reproduce with stock tokens kind of the same details for the user. Like at the end of the day, they can trade 400 US stocks, stock tokens that will give them exposure to the underlying. And thanks to that, they are able to have the same kind of app for crypto, for the stock tokens, and for perpetuals. And we think that we can adapt that across the world. We'll have to just keep getting the right licenses in some of the places and making sure that we can adapt and localize to the country for the need. But with the crypto rails, we'll have 24/7 and instant rails for everything.
Yeah. For me, you guys launched PYUSD and expanded this to Ethereum, Solana, Arbitrum, Stellar. Where are you seeing real merchant volumes coming by today? And beyond consumer payments, do you see PYUSD powering working capital or B2B settlements at scale?
Yeah, so we're, because we have like decades long of payments expertise, so we're really passionate about the payments aspect of it, and for both sides of our network, for both consumers as well as merchants. And so with PYUSD, we're now able to give consumers and merchants actually an ecosystem to earn, send, and spend, right? So we have rewards, 4% rewards in our wallets. If you hold PYUSD, you have the ability to send and spend it through our checkout products, or send to your friends and family anywhere, obviously all over the world. And so it's a really powerful and meaning for us and purpose driven. So as we think about now like the next evolution and how do you take that more into the base of consumers and merchants, we're focusing a lot around the merchant side of the house. So the recent announcements of Pay with Crypto, and you'll continue to see us delving into that because a lot of those things and complexities we've talked about, right? The complexities of cross-border payments, especially it really hits like small merchants even more, right? Processing costs are a lot more expensive for small merchants. The ability to move money in international wires, actually, like Maz, you were talking about, is really painful for small merchants that operate on such low margins. So introducing crypto to them in ways that they can operate their business and B2B payments, and being able to really simplify, whether it's speed, whether it's cost savings, and really help drive the economy in more meaningful ways is like some things we're really excited about.
Maz, Revolut, has lately been given a $75 billion valuation. Congrats. Crypto is obviously a significant part of this. Maybe can you share with us the keys to scaling so quickly?
Yeah. Say that number again.
$75 billion.
Revolut's had a phenomenal growth story. Crypto is definitely a part of it, but I have to give credit to all the other product lines and teams, 13,000 plus employees across the world who have contributed to that growth story. In the context of crypto, I would say 4 key things have contributed to the growth at Revolut. One is superior product design and user experience. The company prides itself in building the best products and having the best design that we can offer to our users so that anytime you use our app, it's intuitive, it's easy to use. In a nutshell, if your grandmother can't figure out how to use it within 5 to 10 seconds, then you're probably doing something wrong. And we want to make sure anyone can use the app and understand what to do and get what they need done in a matter of seconds. So I'd say that's number 1. Number 2 is financial literacy. We built an education tool called Learn and Earn, and this product rolled out probably about 3 years ago. We didn't think much of the product at the time, but the adoption of it has been quite eye-opening. And what Learn and Earn is basically this. We built small tutorials on various crypto projects that have onboarded to our platform. So if we launch Token X can build a small tutorial about their project. You can learn about the company, the technology, the token itself. Through a few screens, the average user can learn about the token itself. And at the end of that, there's a little quiz. And when they complete that quiz, they get rewarded in that crypto. Hence the name Learn and Earn. What we've seen is now over the course of 3 years, more than 7 million people have taken that tutorial. And that's a way you teach people about crypto, get them engaged, and get them to adopt the platform. And that's what Revolut prides itself in. We are a bridge between Web 2 and Web 3, and we're helping people onboard to Web 3. So the financial literacy component, I think, definitely helped with the scaling. The third piece is value. Everyone can trade and speculate and make money, but until you start providing real value to a user in a day-to-day use case, meaning whatever you do in your lives, if we can't help you improve your life in your day-to-day activity, you're probably not going to engage with the product much more. I'll give one example of a product we launched last year called Crypto Cards. Crypto Cards allows you to spend your crypto in day-to-day transactions. So we all have our phones, Apple Pay, Google Pay. You go to a coffee shop, you tap pay and get your coffee, for example. With Crypto Cards, it's the same thing, except it's a crypto card rather than a credit card or a debit card. And we allow you to tap, pay, and use your credit and settle with the merchant directly. All the complexity is abstracted completely. All you need to do is just tap and pay, but we convert your crypto into fiat, and then we settle with the merchant over fiat rails. The last component, which I think is most important, is safety and compliance. We make sure our customers feel safe and protected. Your money's safe with us, your crypto's safe with us, and I think that's why our users felt safe operating within our platform. And I think those 4 points combined have helped scale us from, when I joined the company, we were 35 million customers. Today, we're over 65 million across 39 different countries.
So looking ahead, I'm curious to hear from all of you. Where do you see things going from where we are today? And then I'm also curious, like, how do you see success internally? What are your North Star metrics that you guys drive towards internally as well? Let me start with Johann here.
Yeah, I think for us, the North Star metric is really the amount of asset that we can tokenize and offer to our customer. If you think about, the world of all the assets that exist, there's only a very limited portion that are accessible to everyday users. So, from a private stock where if in the US you're not accredited, you're not allowed to actually engage with it, to real estate, if you're not, wealthy, you're not able to necessarily buy places across the world. So what we really think is that we need to find a way to actually bridge that gap between the ultra wealthy and the everyday people to make sure that they have access to all these assets. And so for us, that's going to be the North Star metric, making sure that we give access. The amount of people that can actually engage with product is really important for us. and to do it, like we said before, in a compliant way, safe way. But at the end of the day, I think we won't be resting until we see that everyone can access all this product across the world.
Mas?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, sure. I think for Kalshi, I see the next 10x unlock for our platform to be building new financial primitives and new modalities on top of Kalshi as an infrastructure platform for developers. And so I think one KPI that I have personally is to ensure like a diverse set of developers building really interesting and innovative applications, ranging from data dashboards to oracles pushing off-chain data on-chain to tokenizing positions and lending and the kind of like very creative things. And I think crypto is like core to this strategy because we've, as an industry, perfected this playbook of building financial applications on top of developer platforms with like layer 1s and layer 2s. And sort of like exchanges as infrastructure platforms. And so, the global permissionless financial rails that are programmable for crypto, we wouldn't be able to do this without.
Me, you want to go?
So for us, it's when we think about it, it's really about access and utility. And those are two fundamental kind of pillars that we really kind of hold ourselves against and have objectives around. And from that, one of the major KPIs we have is not only like adoption, like merchant and consumer adoption, but also just transaction volume. Like, well, I know it today when you look at like stable coins and the use of stable coins, they're obviously predominantly like 95%-ish and the range all on trading, but we see a massive emergence towards more payment use cases. And so as we start to think of access, we start to think, which means inclusion of people anywhere around the world to be able to access imagine their PayPal wallets, the ability to hold PYUSD, a stable currency, which helps them hedge against their own currency's inflation and protects their economic livelihoods. And so that's really important for us. And then when we think of utility, it's ensuring that it can be everywhere where money movement is, right? And so that part is incredibly important to continue to drive, and especially in cross-border, where I think there's a perfect product market fit for stable coins to be able to solve such high pain points when you think about it in the system. So that's really what drives us. That's what you're going to continue to see more from us, and we're going to hold ourselves against the adoption as well as the volume that we can start to build towards driving this forward.
North Star? Okay.
North Star metric. What do you look at internally? What does success look like?
I'll give you our crypto North Star and then Revolut overall North Star. Our crypto North Star is just to be the safest and most accessible crypto provider in the entire world. That's it. In terms of Revolut, our founder and CEO has clearly defined the North Star for all of us, which is 100 million customers, 100 markets, and we have to get there as quickly as we can.
What about Kalshi? You have any? Oh, you mentioned just now, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have some extra time. So I'm going to go through some lightning round questions. Let's see. What's the crypto features that your users love the most and surprise you?
Recently for us, I don't know if it's the most loved features, but we just launched staking in the US, and the adoption has been incredibly exciting. And so I think, initially we're kind of thinking it was like one of these features that you need to have on the platform, but not necessarily like a lot of people will engage. But actually seeing the amount of customers that were excited to contribute to the security of the network, and also obviously get some of the reward on their AUC, was really exciting. And so I think that's something that we'll continue to work on. There's a lot of education that we need to do. To your point earlier, like some people still don't really understand what staking is and what is even the point, or some people still don't understand the difference between staking and lending. And frankly, I think the industry is also not helping. A lot of time, people are confusing the two terms to make sure that you feel a bit safer because you think staking is safer than lending. So I think for us, it's going to be a lot of our focus, like making sure that some of these new features that we've launched can get as much adoption as possible. And so we saw it for staking, where like people not only used it, but were actually explaining then to their friends and referring people to use staking to contribute to the network. So I think it's exciting, and when you see like the current queue on Ethereum, like it's definitely something that we need to think about as an industry as well. Like, how do we make it even more accessible so you don't have to wait multiple days to get in or get out with a validator?
Yeah. You saw anything, Mas, on your side? Anything?
I'll pass it to you.
Yeah, so I think one of the main reasons why I joined Kalshi is because I think we're in a very unique position to bring crypto to new audiences and also power like new product experiences and show like regular folks the power of crypto. And I think that's like the feature of coming on chain, providing value to the crypto community and showing that we're pushing the space forward is really important to us.
May, anything you want to add?
Want to do Mas? Do you want to?
No, it's fine. You can move on. Next question. Yeah.
I'm switching it up for you.
Yeah. What's different this cycle compared to 2 years ago? Which regulatory shift in the past 2 years most unlock your ability to ship? I'm sure there's a lot. So.
Actually, on shipments, we've been shipping. So I don't know that. I think what's accelerated is the Genius Act, but it's accelerated maybe not as much candidly on shipping, but more on conversations in the industry. So I'd say like from shipping, we've been like doubling down and moving for the past 3 years, some a little more silently behind the scenes and some more publicly. And so this year, obviously, we're super proud of like PYC rewards that I mentioned, and that is, I would have said, one of the most like loved kind of features in. But I think the Genius Act really just changed the game in the US for us, and it's really about the conversations, about the interests, about the market being more bullish and across all the segments, and that has really like just been able to open many more doors, and I think there's just so much more ahead of us because of that.
I'm sure it unlocked a lot for you.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I think also, this opened really the door to institution. And so when you think about the ETF that launched, that really helped create kind of a floor for the volume and the price of some of the assets. It also created new ways of trading, so people can trade the ETF or trade futures for Bitcoin and trade the spot and collect premium between the different asset classes. And so I just think, it's been growing the pie, with all this institution coming in, with more of these companies launching crypto, you just have like more people coming in. And at the end of the day, it's just a beginning still, I think. I think I will be happy when we stop talking about how does crypto work and that we actually just use products that use crypto in the background. We're still a bit far from that, but that's really the North Star for us.
You want to add anything?
Yeah, two things for us. I think stablecoins are also huge for us. The Genius Act and being able to, accept stablecoins, deposits, collateralization would be huge. Secondly, I think the collaboration between the SEC and the CFTC, and historically they've been operating in parallel lanes, and now there seems to be a lot more cross collaboration. And right now, like making prediction markets on company earnings and stuff is like not legal right at the moment, but hopefully we get to a point over the next few months or few years that there's like a lot more synergies between the SECs and CFTC and commodities and securities.
I think, just an opinion. This cycle differed from previous ones. One, the beginnings of regulatory clarity, as we discussed. 2, the entry of institutional players and institutional capital. 3, the rise of stablecoins, which is going to change the remittance landscape and a lot of DeFi use cases significantly. 4, better infra and simplified products that the average user can start to understand, whether it's multi-chain, like bridge, all of that just gets simplified for the average person, which then paves the way for, finally, mass adoption and mainstream adoption of crypto across the world.
Yep. Thank you. Last 3 minutes, any final announcements, anything else that you want to say to close up this panel?
No announcement, but really excited to be here. I think when you see a crowded space like this and conference like this, it just
Big
shows
conference. 25,000 people. I heard.
exactly. It shows
Cool
you know
room
that
over
the
here,
space is growing and that you know it's a lot of exciting development. So great to be here.
No announcements from Revolut yet, but stay tuned.
Yeah, no announcement from our end, but really excited to be here as well.
Yeah, I'll just close on that then. Just super excited to be here. And honestly, it's been an honor here to be on the panel with each of you. It's just really amazing to see how every company is taking lens, growing the pie, just really driving the ecosystem forward and just helping customers around the world. And the more we can do that together and better with all these different aspects of safety, of security, of like ease of use and driving access and utility is just really, it's just, we've been here for so many years. Each year we've been at Token, and each year it's like the gravity of the difference this year is really incredible of where we're at.
Yeah, I mean, TOKEN2049 keeps getting bigger and bigger. I've been here every single year. Just keeps getting bigger. Now we have level 1, 3, 4, and 5, 25,000 people. Regulators are saying okay to crypto all over the world. Fintech's getting to it. Crypto's going mainstream, and I think that's what makes everything exciting. So I think that's a good time to wrap up the session. Thank you very much, May, John, Bas, and Johann for this session. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for listening, guys.
Thank you.